What's up guys, welcome back. TCG Metagame breakdown for half of August 2019. So let's take a look. We've had two quite big tournaments past weekend. We had the Pro Play Tour, right? Top 16 breakdown coming really soon, and then the UDS as well. The UDS might be, yeah, it's probably a big, well, it's a bit bigger, right, compared to the Pro Player Tour on its own, since, you know, it's invitational, etc. So let's take a look at the first tournament here, being the Pro Play Tour, right? Let's immediately go down to the top 16, right? And as you see here, the first thing that I think is pretty clear is that, especially because it's, again, very, very early format, it's post-nationals format, so the format for now is really diverse, and that's something we see here, at least the huge diversity here in this particular tournament, the top 16 that is, compared to the a bit closer, a bit more zoomed in to the top 8 of the UDS, right? But again, very similar results here for both these tournaments, and the most represented deck in the top 16 cutoff here at the PPG Tour is of course Thunder Dragons, right? And but yeah, eventually the event, or at least the deck that won this particular event, was Orcust, as you saw already probably have seen, right? And then Orcust, Pendulums, Dinos, etc, etc. So a lot of different lists, and that's really cool, right? But again, very early format. And as I mentioned before, this is the eventual winner. This was the winner from past weekend at the PPG Tour, being the, yeah, Orcust, right? And that's of course one of the big differences between our TCG list and the OCG list. We still have Nightmare, well, we still have Nightmare Mermaid, and that's of course that key card here for the Orcust engine. And finally adding something from the OCG as well, which was quite popular in the OCG, being the 10-ye. That's that small 10-ye package. Well, you know, it could be like a compulse against your opponent as well. Again, very versatile, bouncing away every card, or potential every card, from your opponent. And I like the triple instant fusion here in the main deck to search, let's say, or special summon, let's say, your Winda, and then potentially block its destruction effect. Keep it on your side of the field during the end phase with Dingrisu. I definitely like this list. Again, a lot of OCG, well, card combos, I guess, or, you know, a lot of OCG similarities, especially with something like Scrap Recycler here in the main deck. A couple of other top 16 deck lists that caught my attention. The first one here, the deck doesn't really die out with Burning Abyss, but of course being Orcust as well, heavily dark oriented with the Danger engine as well. I like the triple Ash Blossom, of course, in the main deck, and the double Twin Twister. Okay, that's fine, but again, Burning Abyss still not died, but let's face it, it's basically Orcust that's carrying the deck here. Such a crucial engine. Let's see if Konami is going to hit it, well, maybe on our next upcoming TCG ban list, whenever we know when is that going to happen. Pendulums, and this is of course pre-promos, right? So we are going to get our tin promos really soon. You know, the Comets, the new Skill Drain. I mean, those huge combo cards that can definitely turn around a particular duel or a particular game. So combo-oriented decks like Card Dragons, for example, or if your heavily combo-oriented deck is not able to deal with those, what is it called, Nibiru, you know, the Comet, right, and the Skill Drain, then you as a combo player, you have a big problem. And that's where Pendulums can come into mind, is that thanks to, for example, the Endymion package, you can definitely play around the Comet or whatever, right? Even though the skill drain might not be, at least, yeah, all of your monster negations can't negate the spell skill drain. So that definitely might, that could be your problem if you're going first, especially if that, if your opponent is side decking that new skill drain. But Pendulums, definitely a solid answer against the big Comet guy, the promo card. Definitely a huge card, right? Thunders as well. Thunders won the UDS, by the way, but again, this is using, or this particular list is using the Crusadia engine, of course, heavily oriented towards the Card Dragons, but I think very staple. Well, nothing I can say, bar of course the Rescue Cat and Levianeer as well. It's also one of those cards that might get hit on our next list. Well, why hit Levianeer if you can hit the Card Dragons themselves, right? So again, quite interesting to see how they are going to take on this particular list. So Thunder, Crusadia as well. And finally we see Sky Strikers. It's still doing okay, but it feels a bit under, well, represented, I guess, from past 2 tournaments from past weekend. But again, the card the demise build, the build we saw a couple of weeks ago at the Card Market Series tournaments, where I think it took 1st and 2nd place, if I'm not mistaken. Also running the Mystic Mine here in the main deck, and the Utopia package as well. A lot of traps, of course, yeah, with the Solemn Judgment put back to 3. Well, a lot of life points payments here with the Strike as well, but I guess the Solemn Judgment is again such a powerful card. Stops everything, and of course you want to protect your stuff. True King Dinosaurs, double Trishula, well yeah, because of, you know, the Pot of Extravagance and basically Calamities deck. Still a very powerful card, an Exceed that might hit on the ban list in the future, right? Not now, but it's definitely up there as a very powerful card. But still, okay, Thunder, yeah, Dino, True Draco, very fun list, one of my favorites here, but still, it feels a bit iffy, right? Vulnerable to disruption, and zombies as well, also one of my favorites here from past weekends. The good old, well, you know, your boss monster, triple super polymerization here in the main deck, I definitely like that, together with the instant fusion as well. But this is such a fun list, especially with, you know, the zombie field spell, Zombie World, to prevent your, well, yeah, of course, getting your boss monster back for free, basically. A lot of hand traps as well, even though you're running the danger package. But I like this list, it's very fun deck. The zombies, but again, it's very vulnerable to hand traps, right? Orcust as well, nothing too spectacular, bar of course Triple Mathematician and Draconet as well. Card Dragons also, but hey, it's 2019, right? The Card Dragons is still one of the best engines here in today's format. We see Pendulums as well with Zephyros. Not a huge fan of Zephyros, but again, it worked out fine, I guess. But personally, I would run the other list that I shown, at least that was put up before. But personally, I'm not a huge fan of that. Magical Musketeers, I like this one, especially with their new Link monster, Magical Musketeer Max. I believe, not really sure if that's correct TCG name, but going second with the evilly matched, the mind controls as well, and hopefully you can trigger your Magical Musketeers on your opponent's spell and traps, or spell or traps activations, right? The small Utopia package as well. Instant Fusion, I definitely like here in the main deck. It's a free search, right? Or a free special summon or draw or whatever. No ties, so that's something interesting, I guess. Personally, I would fit in ties of the Predthun, but this particular list didn't really run that. And last but not least, a deck that kind of faded away. We have Salamon Grades, but again, it's just the hit to Salads was a bit too big, right? Only one Gazelle, one of their Rotas, and that Circle, yeah, that's just feels a bit too much. So it's very interesting to see how this deck is going to develop in the format, and if it would ever win like a big tournament again. Then we have the UDS from past weekends. It was run by Thunders, right, as you see here. It pure Thunders, by the way, and as you see here as well, the top 8 breakdown was diverse. The one of Salads, one of Altergeist as well, and then, you know, the good old Thunder, Orcust, and Sky Striker triangle, right? So nothing too spectacular here. We see, of course, pure Thunders taking this event, and that was surprising. The deck that, you know, like always ended up second place, and something intriguing is that this particular list is not running the dangers. That's cool. Running the, what's it called? Aloof, Lupin the Wolf, Triple Battery Man as well, a lot of hand traps, and the full package of basically every Thunder Dragon at 3. So I like this. I like this pure Thunder Dragon list. I prefer this over, like, you know, the Card Dragon, Saryuja Draw, Crusadia Shenanigans, but hey, that's the format, right? So I like it that this list got first place. Second list we have, this was like the biggest shakeup. I mean, like, what's this? Like, multiple 2-card combinations leading into Isolde, into Card Dragons, into Orcust, right? Cool Warrior package, I mean, the red layers as well. The draw, you know, I mean, I don't need to explain this deck. Basically, Isolde Turbo, good old Dark Warrior, right? But again, very cool this one, very cool, very nifty. I might try this out really soon. In one of the videos, right? Altergeist as well, you know, they got back as a super anti-meta, they got back the Solemn Judgment, and it's one of those cards that's so crucial. Negating or prevent your opponent from playing the game, stop your opponent, you know, using your Altergeist as well. So Altergeist sneaking in the top 4, next to Sky Strikers as well, also top 4. Not a card with a mice build, so regular Sky Strikers, I guess, good old Sky Strikers, not going for the mice build. Triple Improvements and all these 2 Solemn strikes in the main deck. Last but not least, we also have a solid list here from Bradley Atkinson, going again the top 8, but it again feels a little bit underwhelming here, the Salomon grades, even though, you know, people prefer other decks like Thunders, Orcus, so I guess it's still doing fine. Feels underrepresented again in the tournament, not really sure how many, you know, solid players there were in both tournaments, but still getting only one top. The ban list seemed, well, it seems, you know, it has done its job, right? A couple of one-offs being the Solemn Judgment as well, Impermanence as well, but yeah, Solomon grades, right? So I don't feel this deck will keep up if we're going further into our new TCG format, right? But still, it feels kind of early, even though it isn't. But yeah, okay, so the post-Nationals format, we might get our TCG ban list in like, what is it, September, October, right? Before, you know, the new season starts off, and yeah, after like the tin boxes, etc. So we might expect like a list back then, right? But now, the format feels diverse. You can play basically every deck, as you saw in the PPG tour. A lot of decks are able, or you can definitely top, but it seems that Thunder, Orcus, you know, the holy man, Thunder's Orcus, Sky Strikers as well seems, you know, the top pick. Salads don't feel that strong anymore, but again, I can be wrong. Okay, guys, all the sources will be in the video description, and as always, thanks for watching, and feel free to leave a comment or a like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.